What's up, guys? I'm Random Frank P, back with episode 277 of Room Tour Project, the series we show off some of the best setups to give you some ideas and inspiration for your own setup. Back like we never left, 6 months later, here we are. If you see anything you like today, I'll have it all listed for you guys in the description down below. So if you see a cool keyboard or a cool headset you want to add to your setup, it'll all be linked down there for you. But let's kick it off, episode 277.
So first up today, we have Jade. Drop a thumbs up down below if you're pumped that the series is back. And it's been so long since the last episode that I legit lost my usual USB microphone that I do for the series voiceovers. So hopefully this mic sounds good. But Jade has the all black and white setup here. Really liking the execution, the way it all came together, and the dedication to finding strictly black and white peripherals and products. Even going the extra mile to do things like whiting out the bottom bezel of the monitors there just to make it all fit in a bit better, and have some blue thrown in there for some RGB lights in with the PC just to add some color and pop to the setup. For those two displays, they're each a 27-inch Aorus F127Q monitor, a nice 1440p 165Hz panel, got a monitor light bar up top to replace the desktop lamp. Then down to the peripherals, we have the Mchoose X75 keyboard with some GMK Nimbus keycaps on there to make it match really nicely. Got the G-Wolves HSK Pro Ace mouse. Believe the wrist rest is a Logitech thing. With some other stuff like the Shure SM7B mic with the Go XLR Mini, and a Loupedeck CT on the left side of the keyboard there for some extra productivity. It's like a Stream Deck pretty much. Then over to the PC, inside the Height Y40 case is an AMD Ryzen 9 5950X with an NZXT Kraken X63 AIO. We have 32 gigs of Corsair Dominator Platinum RGB RAM on a Gigabyte X570S Aorus Elite motherboard, and a Founders Edition RTX 3090 for the GPU. Some RGB fans set the blue, like I said earlier, to add some color to the setup. And I do dig the decor of the room overall. You can see on the shelf we have some keyboards, some custom keyboards, extra plants, even just like a general productivity space to kick back in a more of like a zen setup here for the laptop. I really like the way, like I said before, this all ties together so nicely. It's cohesive, all fits a theme. Now is Eric absolutely smacking us in the face with this super clean and lovely looking natural setup here. This is a thing of perfection. Like, nothing is out of place. Everything is neatly and purposely put. So for these two displays with Eric, the main monitor is an LG Ultra Gear 32 inches and 1440p, with the secondary monitor on the left side and the vertical orientation being an MSI Optix 27-inch. Yet again, we have a monitor light bar on top of the main display. The booming trend that I called back in like 2020 is still well alive. And for the peripherals, we have a Monsgeek M1 keyboard, super nice and clean, 75% here, with the Razer Viper Ultimate in all white. It's on a big old desk pad from Noctua. For Eric's audio, his headphones are the Hi-Fi Man Sundara. They're being powered by the amp DAC combo, with the DAC being the Minifuse 2 and the amp ship Magni Plus. And also in a shot we saw before, he has the Edifier R12080T speakers. But for the small form factor PC build, inside the Cooler Master NR200 case is an i5 13600KF CPU with the Thermalright Peerless Assassin 120 cooler. Got 64 gigs of Crucial Pro RAM with the Asus ROG Strix B760i gaming mini motherboard with a Sapphire Pulse 6800 XT GPU. Love how the setup is right next to this nice tall vertical window here, just to give that natural lighting the setup needs, especially with that ivy. But again, it just adds to the naturalness and all the wooden tones. I really love this one, Eric. Killer job here. The symmetry with the shelves and the way it kind of ties into the desk is just awesome. Next, we've got Manny's Pixels with a ton of pixels in this setup. 4 displays, okay, pay attention real quick. At first glance, you may think overkill, but again, look how nice and neatly everything is. Barely any cables in sight, the photos on the wall are symmetric, lined up nicely, the Hot Wheels boxes all lined up perfectly to a T. These type of setups can get messy quick, but Manny has it pulled off to perfection here, which is what separates a good setup from an ultimate setup. So for those displays, the primary one is an LG C2, which is a 42-inch 4K OLED TV with two Samsung 24-inch monitors vertically mounted on the side, with the center one on the bottom then being a Wacom Cintiq Pro 24-inch display, which is pretty much like a graphics tablet. Great for productivity, tying right in with the Elgato Stream Deck right next to it. And for its peripherals, all Logitech here. Got the Logitech G915 keyboard with the G502 mouse with the PowerPlay charging pad underneath so it always stays charged. Also has the G Pro X headset. Then for the custom PC inside the Lian Li LanCool Mesh 2 case, we have a 9900K, which is cooled by a custom soft tube cooling loop here, 32 gigs of Corsair Vengeance RGB Pro RAM with an Aorus RTX 3090. Now don't get me wrong, it's a powerful build, but with a setup as nice as yours, I feel like the PC deserves a bit of an upgrade in terms of like a nice hardline loop, some chrome in there, pink coolant all around just to match everything. Just my 2 cents for visual aesthetic. I know it's easy for me to say, I'm not the one doing all the hardline stuff, so I get it why you stuck to the soft tubing here. A peek underneath the desk, got a nice cable gutter there, keeping everything off the ground with some thick tubing so it's all bound together nicely. No spaghetti hanging on the floor. And right behind the setup, a nice sofa, more prints on the wall, some pop figures, tons of boots. You've got to live in Austin or something. Those boots are screaming Austin, Texas. But I don't know where you live. Either way, what is living is this setup. Great stuff, Manny. Again, seems like a great place to hang out, game, get some work done, anything like that. Now we've got Piton with a great use of limited space, and I'll show you what I mean in a second here, with really the corner setup going on. But this is like a very Scandinavian-inspired design. I love what's going on, and I don't even know what's going on. Like, is that a tree? Is there a branch in the house? It looks great. I love all the plants. I love the natural wood with the drawers, the desk, tying it to the PC even. It just gives life. You know what I mean? Alright, so checking out the gear, the primary monitor, well, the single monitor is an LG 27-inch Ultra Gear, 1440p at 165Hz, with the peripherals being a custom QK65 keyboard with Gateron Oil King switches and barista-themed keycaps here. Got a G Pro X Super Light mouse, and for audio, got the Kanto YU2 speakers in black on each side of the monitor. Now over to the PC, that's the Fractal Design North case in black, again with the wooden panels in the front. Inside's an AMD Ryzen 5 7600 CPU with Fractal's own Lumen S36 RGB V2 cooler. 32 gigs of HyperX Fury RAM on an MSI B650 Tomahawk motherboard and an AMD RX 7800 XT Sapphire Nitro GPU. Again, a peek under the desk, nice and organized, only 2 cables powering the whole setup, but you can see really everything kept up underneath the desk, and nice use of the IKEA Scottish pegboard. Got some controllers up there. I like the little moss prints you have as well. Beautifully done. So it's really setups like this that made me miss doing this series. Again, it's just such a well thought out space and use of this space here. I love all the naturalness, the earthy tones. Really, really great stuff, Piton. And then last, but certainly not least, is Hayate with a prime, I'm talking a lesson of design and symmetry here. It's so good it doesn't look real. Like, come on, the slat panels, those piped shelves, the fact that at one point in time this is all just a blank wall and then now it looks like this is crazy impressive. I don't want to stop looking at it, but we must move on and get into the gear. The primary display is an LG 42-inch Evo C3, which is an OLED 4K TV. Got another monitor light bar up top, hint hint. The speakers on each side are the Atom Audio T5V studio monitors. I could see a Shure MB7 peeping in the frame here. And also for audio, get the Beyerdynamic DT990 Pro headphones. For the main gear though, we have a KBD Fans Tofu 60 custom board, definitely looking nice, with a Final Mouse Starlight Pro. This the TENS model, and by the way, that wrist rest for his mouse is the Delta Hub Carpio. I collabed with him last year. We made our very own custom gaming wrist rest. They're $30 on my Whatnot store, but if you sign up with my link, you get $15 off. You can grab one of these for just $15. they're 60 everywhere else. Really digging the coffee, the espresso setup over here. Like, this is crazy. I don't know what the actual models and gear are, but it looks impressive. And also a nice, neatly organized 3D printing station. And if you guys know anything about 3D printing, keeping a 3D printing station clean and organized isn't an easy task. But of course, Hayate pulled it off, and we still get to check out the luxury of that PC. And again, check out the slab panels with the lighting strips inside. Looks so good. This is the Lian Li O11D Evo case. Inside, we have a Ryzen 7 7800X 3D with an NZXT Kraken Z73 AIO. With 32 gigs of Corsair Vengeance RGB Pro RAM on an MSI Mag B650 Tomahawk motherboard and an ROG Strix RTX 4070 GPU. Got the Lian Li RGB fans, the Lian Li cables here to make the cables glow. This thing is looking crazy, along with the crazy cable management. Look how clean that undercarriage is. Ooh, got a little mini fridge and some Red Bull. Just noticed that. So Hayate, I'll be looking forward to the day you write a book on how to accomplish a killer setup like this, because man, oh man, like perfection all across the board. This is absolutely insane. I really missed this series, not gonna lie.
All right, guys, that'll wrap it up for episode 277 of Room Tour Project. Hope you all enjoyed. If you did, give this video a big thumbs up to show your support. And don't forget, all the gear and hardware we showed off, we listed for you guys in the description down below if you saw something you want to add to your setup. Feel free to follow me on all socials at RandomFrankP. And last, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. Hope you all enjoyed. Have a good day.